Okay, so we're gonna do a short couple blogs. This is about this place here. Give you a closer look. It's called Waymart. This was the place that we've been talking about with George P. Vanilla, and it was in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, the subject of a huge controversy, and it's called Waymart now. They changed the name. Look, it's in Canaan Township, of all things. That might be of interest to somebody who studies Bible prophecy. And what happened was, in this building, these rapes of prisoners, all kinds of evil acts were committed against the will of these, what they called inmates. Most of them only had probably small traffic violations. And the timing of George Floyd's death and stories like this, like what we were just sharing with you about correctional facility, that should have been shut down. This building should have been shut down. There's a book called Cold Storage about it. And we talked to WBRE in Wilkes-Barre, PA, about what's going on with criminal justice reform. Like, we do not want to hear stories that prisoners were raped in jail or made to eat feces or other awful, awful things. So we're going to do part one right now. We just introduced it, and we'll do part 1 and 2 after this. Okay. So what I shared with you guys is that WBRE in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, where this occurred at, it was called Farview Hospital. Farview Hospital is in Honesdale, Pennsylvania. And when I was talking to the reporter or the newsline over at WBRE, they thought Farview was here. That's possible. I mean, we don't know what really is going on when we're talking about subjected to cruel and unusual punishment. It is a statewide issue, so we talked to the state representative's office about that, and that's State Representative Fritz's office, about what goes on in mental health in the system itself. And now, on the heels of the George Floyd case, I mean, we want to make sure that whenever somebody is taken into custody, they get out and they have due process. Due process is constitutional. In fact, we're going to be back with part 2 here in a moment. I got to take a quick break, and we will share with you the Constitution after this. Okay, so I got my constitutional handbook out here, and we're looking at what happens when somebody's in prison. Like in the George Floyd matter, the district continues to see matter. That's the 23rd. See, the 17th Amendment is about a Senate selection. Voting is the 15th Amendment. 14th Amendment. Okay, here it is. It's the 14th Amendment. That's what it was. Okay, so we were blogging about what we were talking about is whenever somebody's brought into custody, like there has to be, you have to be a U.S. citizen to appreciate this. So, you know, being a citizen of the United States is, it affords you these rights. Section 1. All persons born and naturalized in the United States, subject to jurisdiction thereof, are citizens of the United States and of the states wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law that shall abridge the privileges and immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive anyone of a person of life, liberty, and property without due process of law, nor deny any person within its jurisdiction and the equal protections of the law. That's the 14th Amendment. That's where we're leaving off with. So when you talk about the George Floyd case and you talk about what happened in this, what happened here, it's a 14th Amendment matter. They get a due process that a lot of the people that were in there didn't even get due process. And there's a lot of people in the community that didn't want it shut down because there was an economy here, just like in Auschwitz. It was a prison camp. Look, this is in Homestead, Pennsylvania. So we talked to WBRE TV. It's NBC affiliate, and also, you know, at some point we might even talk to Wendell Rawls Jr. because he's still around, and there's more to this story. And what happened is, anytime somebody's going to jail, they still have, as long as you still have a 14th Amendment and you have your Constitution, you have a case. The thing is that in George Floyd's case, he didn't get that far. So it all stopped at that wheel, and all the other stuff that goes into it, because obviously I don't want to get too far into it. My blog is about to end here, but having a handbook, this is it. This handbook saved me. So, oh, by the way, we do have a little something, how to light up our night. It is Saturday night. It's nice to get out and do stuff. So maybe we might, I'll have a Saturday night off. But to me, blogging about this was so important. So I'm going to get back to the 14th Amendment and read do my homework. As for the rest of you, thank you guys for listening. And I hope you have a wonderful Saturday night.